Around, out the door. The first question, we're going to say all right, you stand up, no anything to match, and it's talking me. One's going to sit here, one's going to go on the podium, okay? Everything is audio and video recorded.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, officer. Ready? Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. This is the 5 a.m. calendar for the 6th day of the month. On the first day of June, I read orders onto the record that affect all of you regarding DNA and fingerprinting. In just a moment, I'm going to call you up to the podium one at a time. When you get to the podium, I need your name. I'll tell you the charges you're here on. I'll appoint most of you an attorney. I'll set your next hearing date, give you a location. I'll set your general release conditions. All of you will have general release conditions. They are as follows. Do not make contact with the arresting officers. Do not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do not drive a motor vehicle without a valid license. Keep us informed as to where you're living. If you're on probation, you'll be ordered to contact your probation officer. If the charges you are here on indicate there may be a victim, I will order that you stay away from the victim and do not return to the scene of the alleged crime. At the end of your hearing, all of this will be handed to you in writing. When you have a moment, please read it over again. Thank you, folks. Counsel, are you with the court? Do we know if he's here? What case is he on?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on Arthur Williams.
Arthur Williams. Do you remember what number, Mr. Williams?
I do not know the docket number, unfortunately.
All right. We'll be calling him towards the end of the calendar. I apologize for keeping you waiting, counsel.
No, I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Watson, you're first. Mr. Watson, please come on up. And Mr. Contreras is after Mr. Watson. Mr. Contreras, sit in the chair right next to the door. Good morning, Mr. Watson. Tell me your full name.
Devajan Watson.
Mr. Watson, this is one count of assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, one count of kidnapping, a Class 4 felony, a possession of a weapon that has been altered, Class 4 felony, disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony, and simple assault. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 13th day of June. Because this allegedly happened while you were on felony release on another matter, I have to hold you non-bondable till you see your next judge. The next judge can change all this. Good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
Samuel, come on up, Samuel. And then Javier Castro is after Samuel. Mr. Contreras, come on up. Tell me your full name, Mr. Contreras.
Samuel Luna Contreras.
Mr. Contreras, this is a grand jury warrant for your arrest. It's a conspiracy case, a Class 2 felony. Dangerous drugs, transportation or sale, Class 2 felony. Dangerous drugs, transportation or sale, another count. Narcotic drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony. Illegal conducting of an enterprise, a Class 3 felony. Money laundering, a Class 3 felony. And also the narcotic drugs possession for sale, there's 2 counts. Sir, I've appointed you an attorney. Your next hearing is on the 13th day of June. The grand jury wants a $35,000 bond. Good luck, sir.
Thanks.
Javier Herrera Castro, come on up, sir. And then Jose Eres is after this gentleman. Tell me your full name, sir.
Herrera Castro.
Sir, this is a conspiracy, a Class 1 felony, 3 counts. 2 counts narcotic drugs for sale, Class 2 felony. 2 counts narcotic drug transportation, Class 2 felony. 3 counts narcotic drugs possession, Class 4 felony. 1 count possession of a weapon and drug offense, a Class 4 felony. Aggravated assault on a first responder, a Class 4 felony. 3 counts of money laundering, a Class 6 felony. And 1 count of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is going to be on the 12th day of June, downtown Phoenix. Bond is set at $25,000. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Jose, come on up, Jose. And Jonathan Anderson is after Mr. Arias. Tell me your full name, sir.
Jose Julian Arias.
Sir, this is one count of conspiracy, 3 counts of conspiracy, a Class 1 felony, 1 count of narcotic drugs, a Class 2, for sale, Class 2 felony, 1 count transportation or sale, Class 2 felony, 2 counts money laundering, Class 3 felony, 3 counts of narcotic drugs possession, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon in a drug offense, Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 12th, downtown Phoenix. Bond is set at $25,000. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Anderson, Jonathan, come on up. And then Tisdale is after Anderson. Tell me your full name, sir.
Jonathan Anthony Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, this is a grand jury warrant for your arrest. It's 1 count of burglary, a Class 4 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 13th day of the month. The grand jury wants, downtown Phoenix, the grand jury wants a $25,000 bond. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Tinsdale, come on up, and then Mr. Davis. Weinhardt Davis is after Tinsdale. Tell me your full name, sir.
Ramon Tisdale.
Sir, this is aggravated robbery, a Class 3 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 12th day of June, downtown Phoenix. Bond is set at $25,000. Good luck, sir.
Am I being OR?
No, sir, you will not be OR'd. Good luck.
That mean I'm staying here?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Mr. Davis, come on up, Mr. Davis. After Mr. Davis is Angelina. Mr. Davis, good morning. Tell me your full name.
Andrew Davis.
Mr. Davis, this is aggravated robbery, a Class 3 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. Your next hearing date is June 12th, downtown Phoenix. Bond is set at $25,000. Good luck, sir. Angelina, come on up, Angelina. And Stephanie is after Angelina. Come on up, miss. Tell me your full name, please.
Angelina Carvalho,
Date of birth, please.
12/16/81.
Thank you very much, miss. I appreciate that. 2 counts of dangerous drugs. And they have that as a Class 2 felony. It should be a Class 4 felony, I believe. 1 count of possession of a weapon that has been distorted from the manufacturer, Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of a weapon as a prohibited person. 1 count of dangerous drugs for sale, and they have that as a Class 4 felony. It should be a Class 2 felony. And 1 count of drug paraphernalia as a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, miss. Your next hearing is the 12th day of June. Bond is set at $15,000. Good luck, miss.
Thank you.
Stephanie, come on up, Stephanie. After Stephanie is Danny. Villetta, Danny. Miss, tell me your full name.
Stephanie Sotolongo.
Miss, you have 3 different matters. The first one is a possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, which is a Class 4 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. Your next hearing is on the 13th day of June. Bond is $5,000. The next one, miss, is theft of means of transportation, Class 3 felony. Dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. Same attorney, miss. Same hearing date, the 13th. Same location, downtown Phoenix. The bond that Judge Dunn set is $2,500 on that one. And this next one is just basically a repeat of the last one. Theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony. Dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. Same attorney, same hearing date, the 13th. Same location, downtown Phoenix. Same bond amount, different bond, $2,500. Good luck, miss. Danny, come on up. Villetta, Danny. After Danny is Curtis. Tell me your full name, Danny.
Danny Joviera.
Sir, this is a warrant for your arrest, dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 12th, downtown Phoenix. Bond is set at $1,000. Good luck, sir. Mr. Parker? Curtis Parker?
What's her name?
Let's just wait until that officer gets that gentleman taken care of. Mr. Parker, tell me your full name.
Curtis C. Parker, Judge.
Mr. Parker, this is a new case, dangerous, strike that, narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 20th day of June, downtown Phoenix. You're being released to pretrial services. You'll be out of here in about 6 hours.
Thank you.
Read that paperwork carefully. Those are the rules you have to follow to stay out of trouble. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, sir. I am being released.
Yes, you are.
All right, thank you so much,
You'll be out in
sir.
about 6 hours, sir.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Rodriguez? Mr. Rodriguez? Mr. Rodriguez? I think Mr. Rodriguez is relapsing.
Nicole?
Michael is after Nicole. Michael, why don't you come on up and sit at the doorway? Tell me your full name, Mr. Rodriguez.
Legally, it's Nicole Rodriguez.
This
I go
is-
by Ashton Rodriguez.
Thank you. Please tell that to your public defender. They might want to put in an also known as to clean up your file a little bit, but that's between you and your public defender.
Okay.
1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of criminal damage as a misdemeanor. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 20th day of June, downtown Phoenix. You're being released to pretrial services. You'll be out in about 6 hours.
All right.
The officer's going to hand you a whole bunch of paperwork. Read it carefully. Within it are all the rules you have to follow to stay out of trouble. Good luck.
Thank you.
Michael. Bergstorm. Come on up, Michael. Anthony Martinez is after this gentleman. Tell me your full name, sir.
Michael Wade Bergstrom.
Sir, this is a burglary case, a Class 3 felony, criminal damage as a misdemeanor, another criminal damage as another misdemeanor. One's tampering and one's defacing. I've appointed you an attorney. Your next hearing is on the 20th day of June, downtown Phoenix. You're being released on your own recognizance. You'll be out of here in about 6 hours.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Michael.
Mr. Martinez, Anthony? Anthony Martinez, come on up, Anthony. After Anthony is Mark Alvarez. Tell me your full name, sir.
Anthony Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, you have 2 different matters. The first one's a probation violation matter. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 12th. It's a probation revocation hearing. You're being released on your own recognizance on that matter. You'll be out in about 6 hours. The next one, sir, is another probation violation matter. Same attorney, same hearing date, the 12th, same release condition on your own recognizance. At about 10:30 this morning, when you step outside this building, my guess, the officer's guess better, first thing you have to do is contact your probation officer. If you follow their rules and my rules, you're giving the next judge you meet on the 12th 2 good reasons to not put you in prison on the 12th. Good luck, sir.
Okay.
Mark Alvarez? Come on up, Mark. And then Mario is after Mark. Good morning, sir. Tell me your full name.
Mark Anthony Alvarez.
Mr. Alvarez, this is aggravated assault, Class 6 felony, and disobeying a mandate of a court. That means you allegedly violated some type of restraining order. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing is on the 20th day of the month. downtown Phoenix. You're being released on your own recognizance. You must obey that order of protection, though, sir, or you're going to come back and visit me again. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You'll be out shortly. Mario, come on up, Mario.
Okay, I'll bring you yours.
And Frank is after Mario. Tell me your full name, sir.
Mario Axel Niebla Ramirez.
Thank you, sir. Sir, this is a criminal damage case, a Class 4 felony, 2 counts. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing date is on the 20th. Downtown Phoenix, you're being released on your own recognizance. You'll be out of here in about 6 hours. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Your Mario, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll bring it to you. Go have a seat. And you should,
Frank, come on up, Frank. Frank. Anthony is after Frank. Right up here, Frank. Tell me your full name, sir.
Frank Obispo?
Sir, you have 2 different matters. The first one's a probation violation matter. I've appointed you an attorney. You're going to have a probation revocation hearing on the 12th, downtown Phoenix. You're being released on your own recognizance. You'll be out of here in about 6 hours. The next one, sir, is narcotic drugs as a Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia as a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you that same attorney. Same hearing date, the 20th, same location, downtown Phoenix, same release conditions on your own recognizance. When you step outside of this building at about 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning, first thing you have to do is contact your probation officer. Follow their rules and my rules, and you're giving the next judge you meet on the 12th 2 good reasons to not put you in prison. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Anthony Pinkowski. Come on up, Anthony. After Anthony is Craig Kelber. Tell me your full name, sir.
Anthony David Pinkowski.
Sir, you have 2 different matters. The first one is a misdemeanor probation violation. I've appointed you an attorney. You're going to have a probation revocation hearing on that on the 12th, downtown Phoenix. You're being released on your own recognizance. You'll be out in 6 hours. Another one's a probation violation. This is for a Class 6 felony. Same attorney, same hearing date, the 12th, same location, downtown Phoenix. Same release conditions on your own recognizance. When you step outside this building in about 6 hours, you have to contact your probation officer. Follow their rules and my rules. You're given the next judge you meet on the 12th 2 good reasons to not put you in prison on the felony and in jail for up to 6 months on the misdemeanor. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Kelber, Craig? Yes, sir. Come on up, and Mr. Jackson. Jackson's after Kelber. Tell me your full name, sir.
Craig James Kelber.
Mr. Kelber, I apologize. We should have caught this the first time around. We missed it. I apologize. My fault. This is a probation violation warrant for your arrest. I've appointed you an attorney. Your next hearing is a probation revocation hearing on the 12th, downtown Phoenix. You're being released on your own recognizance. You'll be out of here in about 6 hours on this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't know I didn't arraign you on the other matter, so I can't tell you what that's all about.
Okay, yeah, we got him covered.
Okay, sir, when you get out of here, first thing you have to do is contact your probation officer, follow their rules and follow my rules. You're given the next judge you meet on the 12th 2 good reasons to not put you in prison on the 12th.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Craig James Kelber.
Miss Jackson, come on up, Miss Jackson. And Fernando is after Miss Jackson. Tell me your full name, Miss Jackson.
Dembi Tashe Jackson.
You have a very soft voice. One more time.
Dembi Tashe Jackson.
Thank you very much, Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson, failure to appear after written promise, which is a misdemeanor, and exceeding the posted speed limit by greater than 20 miles an hour, another misdemeanor. I cannot appoint you an attorney on misdemeanors. That's up to the Goodyear judge. You're going to meet the Goodyear judge on the 25th of this month in Goodyear. You're being released on your own recognizance on that. The next one's the theft of means, theft and control of property. Excuse me. That's out of Goodyear also. Again, I cannot appoint you an attorney. Again, you'll meet the Goodyear judge in Goodyear on the 25th of this month. Again, you're being released on your own recognizance. Good luck, miss. Go to Goodyear and take care of both these rather than come back and visit me again.
I have a question. So
I may not have an answer, but go right ahead.
I just recently moved. Yesterday, when I got arrested, we were actually packing my U-Haul to go to Las Vegas. Is there a way to make it virtual, or I have to stay here?
You know, you got to stay in there. You can't go to Las Vegas yet. You got to take care of the matter in Goodyear first.
Okay.
Good luck. Mr. Williams, Arthur. No, strike that. What's your name, sir?
Fernando.
Thank you. And last name?
Gano.
Thank you, Mr. Gano. Mr. Gano, this is driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled license. It's a misdemeanor. I'm not allowed to appoint on a misdemeanor. You're going to meet the judge who can. That's a Kyrene Justice Court judge on the 25th day of this month. You're being released on your own recognizance. This is a simple fine. Just go there and take care of it.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Williams, Arthur. And this, counsel, are you on Mr. Williams' case?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, why don't you just wait right there for a couple moments? We're going to get some of these people out of here first.
Yes, sir.
So, and counsel, I apologize. If I would have known you were on this case too, I could have accelerated it to the 11 o'clock calendar last night. Might have saved you a trip. I apologize.
No, that's all right, Your Honor. Thank you, though.
All right. We got them all out, but they haven't closed the door yet. All righty, we're ready to go. Tell me your full name, sir.
Arthur Williams.
Thank you. Counsel, please announce again for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christian Looters on behalf of Mr. Williams. I'm here for a limited appearance, just for the initial appearance only.
Thank you. What that simply means, sir, is I'm going to, if you don't solve the contractual agreement with this gentleman, by the next hearing, I'm going to have another attorney at the next hearing, just so you have all the paperwork. If you do solve it, that other attorney will just hand the paperwork to this gentleman. Counsel, have you had a chance to talk to your client about these charges?
I have not, Your Honor.
Okay. One count of sexual assault as a class 1 misdemeanor, one count of kidnapping as a class 2 as a class 1 felony, sexual assault is, and one count of kidnapping as a class 2 felony. Sir, I've appointed you that backup counsel. Counsel, recommendation, please.
Your Honor, I think it's relevant to this case. I know that the court must impose some type of monetary bond on this case, as it is done with any case of this type. But I think it's relevant for the court to know that this family has little to no money to hire an attorney. And like I said, I'm here pro bono for this hearing because I know Mr. Williams. His wife Erica is on the line as well. They have a 3-year-old son together. Mr. Williams has another adult son living out of state that he raised. The family depends on him, and he's definitely had a rough few months. Last year, he was assaulted at his job. He sustained multiple long-term injuries requiring weekly care. He actually has multiple appointments coming up next week for that, addressing those injuries that are both I believe psychological as well as physical injuries that he's being treated for. I'd also like to point out that Mr. Williams has known about this investigation since February, and he stayed right where he is. He has not made an attempt to leave. So to the extent that this court is concerned about him being a flight risk, I just don't think it's there. All of his contacts are here in the state of Arizona, and he's been here remaining law-abiding since the investigation was known to him when he spoke to detectives back in February. So for that reason, Your Honor, I'm asking that the bond be low. I think any concerns that the court has as far as community safety or a flight risk can be addressed with electronic monitoring, can be addressed with a curfew and pretrial services. Those are powerful tools at the court's disposal, and I think that's more than adequate in this case, along with a small monetary bond to keep Mr. Williams in court and away from a danger to the community if that's court's concern.
Thank you, counsel. The next hearing is going to be on the 12th day of June. Over counsel's anticipated objection, bond will be $75,000, also electronic monitoring. Sir, that can all change at the next hearing on the 12th. Good luck, sir. And counsel, I think we still have your email address. I will send you a copy of this via email if that's acceptable, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, Eric? Thank you, counsel. Mr. Jones? Where did Mr. Jones go? Did we lose Eric? We lost Mr. Jones. Well, let's do the house calls real fast while we're trying to find Mr. Jones. Jennifer Lopez is a house call for behavioral issues. It's a probation violation matter. I've appointed her an attorney. Her probation revocation's on the 12th. She's being released on her own recognizance with orders to contact probation. Mr. Robert Van Deventer is also a house call. It's a criminal trespass matter, class 6 felony. I've appointed him an attorney. His next hearing is on the 20th. He'll be also released on his own recognizance. Mr. Armstrong, Isaiah, is favored to appear. It's out of the Pioneer Justice Court in another county. I cannot appoint an attorney. That other judge wants a $750 bond. You can meet that Pioneer judge on the 11th day of June in Pioneer County. Did we find Eric? No, take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
He was here.
Pardon me? I think he got shuffled back out. I'm going to do a couple warrants if you don't mind, boss lady. Well, we made pretty good time. Officer, good morning. Steve Holding, IA Court. How are you, sir? Not too bad, not too bad. I've got your search warrant request. Do you swear that everything in is true and correct to the best of your knowledge? You got a couple friends to go with you? Outstanding. Please be careful. Take care, Bert. All righty. And we're going to now do Cameron's case, disorderly conduct.
sorry about that, Your Honor. They took him for fingerprints and didn't bring him back. They took him back to his, so they.
How much time do we have on him?
High critical.
Pardon me?
He's a high critical.
Well, we gotta have him back, or I'll go with the fingerprint with him.
That's Officer Green.
Officer Steve Holding, IA Court, how are you, sir? Not too bad, not too bad. I hope you got a few friends to take with you. Domestic violence is always, it always backfires and they start yelling at the police. Do you swear that everything you wrote is true and correct to the best of your knowledge? I'm granting it. Take a bunch of friends with you, sir. All right, bye. Okay, I'm done with those, so all I have to do is that one gentleman and the house calls. Thank you, it was very smooth, as always with you. Would it help if we did the house calls first, then came back and did them? What's the easiest way for you?
For them to bring him right out here.
You ever heard of Fat Chance? There we go.
What is it?
Thank you.
Go ahead, stand right in front of the mark.
Here?
Yes.
Tell me your full name, Eric.
Eric Evan Amundsen Jones.
Oh, thank you. I apologize for getting you lost, sir. My fault. So, not sure what I did wrong, but I did it wrong. Sir, these types of charges tend to make people upset in this type of facility, and when people get upset, their violence occurs and people get hurt. We try to avoid that at all costs. Make sure you don't show anyone this paperwork. Don't talk to anybody about these charges other than your attorney. Will you do that for me for your own safety?
Yes, I will.
3 counts of sexual conduct with a minor. Those are Class 2 felonies. I've appointed you an attorney, sir. Your next hearing date is the 13th. The grand jury who issued this warrant wants a $100,000 bond. There are restrictions if you do make bond, electronic monitoring with restrictions as to minors and prohibitions as to electronics. Sir, the next judge that you meet on the 13th can change all of this. Good luck, sir.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, officers. The calendar is now over except for the house call.
They don't play the whole message because they don't have it pre-recorded. They just have it delivered. Gentlemen, when you're done, I'm going to give you your paperwork. Obviously, if you were in the class, ladies, they'll take the feedback where you work. Any questions that you have once we're done, about the officers like the bond process or anything, we take that as we would keep that information on how to get them on out. All rise. All right.
Have a seat. Hi, Ms. Lopez, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning. I'll go ahead and go through our initial advisement, then we'll bring in our interpreter matter. All right, good morning. I'm Commissioner Procco. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for June 6, 2025.
Buenos días, yo soy la comisionada Procco y esta es la comparecencia inicial de las 8 de la mañana del día 6 de junio del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
Las órdenes del primero del mes para la toma de muestras de ADN y huellas dactilares van a aplicar a todas las audiencias de esta lista de causas.
When you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom in here.
Cuando escuchen su nombre, por favor pasen al podio que está aquí en el centro de la sala.
At the end of your hearing today, you will be given paperwork that will cover everything we go over in here, which includes your next court dates and all of your release conditions.
Cuando terminen su audiencia, se les va a entregar un documento que contiene toda la información del tribunal, todo lo que se repasa en la audiencia y sus siguientes audiencias y medidas cautelares.
Please keep in mind you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in here is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding.
Por favor, recuerden que todo lo que digan se está grabando. Hay audio y hay video, entonces eso podría utilizarse en su contra en cualquier otra diligencia.
We're going to start today with Miguel Hermisio. If you could step in the courtroom, sir.
El señor Miguel Hermisio puede pasar, por favor.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
And Ms. Lopez, yes, thank you. Ms. Lopez, I don't believe I let you do your appearance. If you could do that, and then we'll have Mr. Hermisio state his full name and date of birth.
Vaya López, Court Interpreter, Your Honor. Señor, su nombre y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Miguel Ángel Hermosillo Germán, 22 de mayo del 94.
Miguel Ángel Hermosillo Germán, May 22nd, 22 de mayo de qué año?
Del 1994.
1994.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a grand jury warrant that was issued. This is for an indictment that has been filed fairly recently.
Señor, se emitió una orden de aprehensión en su contra por unas acusaciones que le levantó el jurado indagatorio. Esto pasó recientemente.
That's for one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony with an offense date of March 2nd, 2025.
Y esto es por tenencia de un arma a persona que se le prohíbe portar armas y es del 2 de marzo del 2025. Es un delito de categoría 4.
The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you, and you do have a court date currently set at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix.
Tiene usted una siguiente audiencia, va a ser en el Tribunal Superior en el centro de Phoenix. Le he nombrado un abogado de oficio.
That's going to be an arraignment hearing on June 13 at 8:30 a.m.
Va a ser una audiencia de vistas el 13 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The bond in your warrant's been affirmed. That's a $500 secured appearance bond.
Le estoy fijando una fianza de $500 para asegurar su comparecencia.
Do you have any questions regarding this matter?
¿Tiene alguna duda, señor?
Sí, tengo otro caso abierto. De hecho, yo estoy en la prisión ahorita, aquí en Watkins. No me van a juntar los dos casos. Bueno, es el mismo caso, se supone.
I was just wondering if, because I have an open case, I'm in prison here in Watkins, so are they going to put them together because it's the same matter?
Yeah, talk to your attorney about that. Right now, they are two separate cases, but they'll likely be joining together.
Tiene que platicar con su abogado sobre ese detalle, pero por lo pronto son dos casos separadas las acusaciones.
Muy bien.
Thank you, sir.
¿Es todo?
Very well. Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Lopez, can you just double check to make sure we don't have any other individuals who do need the assistance of a Spanish interpreter? That's the only one I have marked.
Of course, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguna otra persona que necesite ayuda en español? Si necesita ayuda en español, levante la mano, por favor.
I do not see any other, no other hands?
No,
Okay.
no other Spanish. We do have one that's Chinese.
Yeah, we'll do him next. All right, thank you. That was our last matter for Spanish.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so it looks like we do have our interpreter on the line. Mr. Lim, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Your Honor.
All right, if you want to go ahead and do your appearance, and we're going to have Lin-Ching Wei come in the courtroom.
林庆伟，请上来法院。
All right, Mr. Lim, can I have you do your appearance?
Yes, my name is Ken Lim, Arizona Credential Mandarin Interpreter, AZ13054. Ma'am,
Thank
can
you
you
so
swear
much.
me in as well?
Do you need to be sworn in?
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. Do you swear and affirm that the interpretation that you will be making is true and accurate to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Wei, if you could state your full name and your date of birth, sir.
好，魏先生，请说出你的全名，还有你的出生日期。
魏宁生1995-0825。
魏宁生 August 25th, 1995.
All right, sir, you are here for a new case out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. There are 5 counts that were submitted.
好，你今天来这里是有这个新的案件，是在Maricopa郡总共有5项的指控。
There are 3 counts that this court was able to find probable cause on at this time.
目前呢，这个法院呢能找到有3项有可能的这个行为的证据。
1 count, fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of forgery, Class 4 felony.
第一项呢是一个诈欺，是2级的重罪，一项呢是伪造，是4级的重罪。
And 1 count of theft, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor.
还有一项指控是盗窃，是一个小罪。
There are 2 additional counts here that no probable cause was found on. That is 1 count of assisting a criminal syndicate and 1 count of criminal simulation.
那还有2项呢，他现在还没有办法找到一个是犯罪集团，还有一个是犯罪的模拟。
The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter and will be setting 2 court dates at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix.
目前呢，他们会指控一个律师在这个市区的一个法院上。
That's a status conference June 12th and a preliminary hearing June 16th, both at 8:30 a.m.
最初的这个庭审是在6月12号，6月16号呢是还有听你的这个证据是在这2项呢是在早上8点钟。
In this matter, you do have a bond. That's a $25,000 secured appearance bond.
您可以有一个保释金，这个保释金是25,000块。
If you post that bond and are released from custody, you would also be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring installed prior to your release.
如果你付了这个保释金呢，他们可以暂时释放你，不过还会有一个给你一个监视的在你的 身上会有一个监视的控制。
Your orders include that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant.
那目前我命令你不能够不能回到犯罪现场，也不能够受害人或者是跟你的同伙人有接触。
As you will be on electronic monitoring, you will also be required to remain within Maricopa County.
他们用这个电子控制、电子监视不，你一直要保留在 Maricopa 郡内。
Do you have any questions regarding the information that I just went over?
那这些信息，我刚才跟你说的这些信息，你有什么问题要问我的吗？
你刚刚说的那个是在亚利桑那州境内吗？还是
The one you just described, is it within the Arizona?
I'm sorry, repeat your question.
Yes.
What are you asking?
Interpreter, repeat. The one you just described, is it what happened in Arizona?
Yes, this is for an offense that you were arrested for that took place in Maricopa County in Arizona.
是的，他们的指控是在亚利桑那郡内，在亚利桑那郡的这个 Maricopa 郡。
Any additional questions?
还有没有其他问题？
我是需要上庭2次吗？6月12号和6月16号分别是上午的8点钟，对吗？
So I need to appear on June 12 and June 16 at 8:30 in the morning, right?
You have court dates June 12th and June 16 at 8:30. The address will be provided in your paperwork.
是的，这2天你有2个上庭的日期，是在法院的这个文件上会书写给你。
If you post your bond and you are released from custody, you do need to appear at those hearings or a warrant could issue for your arrest.
如果你有保释金，他们帮你担保出境的话，那你必须在6月12号、6月16号之前都要出庭。如果没出庭的话，我们会有下一个逮捕令将你逮捕。
我保释的话，我现在自己怎么保释？可以告诉我吗
？Can you tell me how do I release myself or post a bond?
If you have questions about posting bond, ask the officers in the back. It goes through the jail. They'll be able to assist you with that.
至于怎么保释的话，那后面的那个监狱的那个警官，你可以去问他们告诉你怎么去保释。
All right, if you want to go and step over to your left, we'll get your paperwork to you.
好的，那去你的你的左手边，然后他们就会帮你。
Hi, Mr. Lim. That was our only matter that we needed assistance with. I appreciate your help today.
Thank you, Yana. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right, so let's go ahead and proceed. We've got Luis Zermeno up next. After that, it'll be Michael Juan. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Luis Fernando Zermeno, 7/13/05.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for 2 separate matters today. I'm going to start with the new case that just came in. This is for a new matter out of Superior Court that charges 2 counts of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, and 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, both Class 4 felonies. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on June 12th with a preliminary hearing June 16th, both at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Given the nature of the offense that you're here for, which does include a weapons offense, as well as what you are currently on probation for, you do have a bond in this matter, which is a $15,000 secured appearance bond. Now, your probation matter is also on the calendar today. That's been added because you now have a Term 1 violation for your probation matter. So in that case, the public defender has been appointed as well. You have a revocation arraignment hearing June 12th at 8:30. In that matter, you are being held without bond at this time, so you're not eligible for release in your probation case. And that is pursuant to Rule 27.7 and 7.2 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure. So we'll get you paperwork on both matters, but do you have any questions regarding these?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we have Michael Wan, and then Daniel Partin will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Michael Angel Wan, 12/11/1998.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've been brought in on a page 2 that's been submitted. This is for new charges that just came in for 1 count of armed robbery, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony. The offense date for those charges is March 24 of 2025. So in your matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. Your court dates are going to be a status conference June 12th with a preliminary hearing June 16th, both at 8:30, and those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, in particular the fact that you already have convictions for the same offenses, you do have a bond in this matter. That is a $75,000 secured appearance bond. If you do postpone and are released from custody, you do have the additional terms that you are not to return to the scene of any offense, not to have any contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, and you are not to possess any weapons while on release. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yes, what if I can't post bond?
If you're unable to postpone and you would remain in custody at this time, you'd be transported to attend your court dates in this matter.
All right.
All right, if you want to step over, we'll get you paperwork for that case. You can go ahead and have a seat at this time. All right, and after that, we're going to have Ulysses Moreno. And sir, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Daniel Parton, July 30th, 1999.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. In your matter, the charge is 1 count of a possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, which is a Class 4 felony. So in your matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on June 12th at 8:30, preliminary hearing June 16th at 8:30. Those will take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Given the nature of the offense that you're here for, as well as a review of your priors, which I believe already includes the same type of conviction, you do have a bond in this matter, and that is a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you postpone and are released from custody, you have the same term that you can't possess any weapons, which is already the case for you. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork there. We've got Mr. Moreno, and then Justin Rundell will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Ulises Moreno, 30/2001.
All right, thank you, sir. So you were here for a bench warrant that was issued, and that's for failure to appear from back in February.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this matter, you now have a status conference set on June 12th with a preliminary hearing June 16th, both at 8:30. And in this matter, the bond in your warrant's been affirmed. This is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. Otherwise, the rest of your release conditions do remain the same. Do you have any questions regarding that?
What are the release conditions?
The same ones you received before. You cannot have any contact with any alleged complainant witness. You cannot have any contact with any arresting officers. You may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You cannot possess or consume any alcohol. You are not to drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this is going to be in your paperwork.
Okay, and then I have a $1,000 bond?
You have a $1,000 bond.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork so you can have a seat. We have Justin Rundell, and then after that, Kara Rundell. All right, so your full name and date of birth.
Justin Rundell, 11/4/1981.
All right, so you were here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of trafficking in stolen property, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of taking identity of another, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of theft of a credit card, a Class 5 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on June 12th with a preliminary hearing June 16th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The Form 4 does note multiple victims in your case, as well as ongoing criminal activity, so you do have a bond in this matter, which is a $1,500 secured appearance bond. Your release conditions include the terms that you are not to return to the scene of the alleged offense, you are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You are only permitted to have contact with the co-defendant in this matter, who I'm about to see in this courtroom, so long as the case is not discussed without your attorneys present. Do you have any questions regarding any of that?
So I need $1,500 to get out?
You do have a $1,500 bond that you would have to post in order to be released from custody. That is a secured appearance bond. You are able to work with a bonding company. As far as what that would require, though, you need to contact them. All right, any other questions?
No, I think
All
that's
right, sir,
it.
do you want to go and step over and go and pick up that paperwork and have a seat?
Thank
All right, so now we have a co-defendant, Ms. Rundell. After that, Samuel Simpson will be up. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth.
Carol Lou Rundell, 82684.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. You do have similar charges here that I just went over. It's 1 count of trafficking, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of theft of a credit card, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of controlling stolen property, a Class 5 felony, and 1 count of theft is a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Legal Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set on June 12th with a preliminary hearing June 16, both at 8:30 a.m. Again, in your matter, this is noting multiple victims as well as ongoing criminal activity. So you do have a bond. That is a $1,500 secured appearance bond with the additional orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You can only have contact with your co-defendant so long as the case is not discussed unless your attorneys are present. Do you have any questions regarding any of that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to step over, you can go ahead and have a seat. All right, so we have Samuel Simpson, and after that, Edwin Olivas.
Good morning, Your
All
Honor.
right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Samuel John Simpson, July 12th, 2005.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of the Santan Justice Court. The charges are 1 count of threatening, intimidating, 1 count of disorderly conduct. Those are both Class 1 misdemeanors. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have an arraignment hearing set on June 11 at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be at the Santan Justice Court. This court was in receipt of a victim impact statement, which has been reviewed and considered with respect to release conditions. It is my understanding that the victims were not necessarily asking for you to be detained at this time since they are concerned about mental health issues. However, given the nature of the offense, this is considered to be a domestic violence offense. I do believe a bond is appropriate. So you do have a $500 secured appearance bond. You're also going to have orders that you not return to the scene of the offense. You would need to find an alternate residence if you were previously residing there. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victims in this matter or any complainant or witness. Do you have any questions regarding that information?
Yeah, I do have. Those are my parents, and they were offering to bond me out. Would they still be allowed to? And I have to, if
They would have to do that completely separate. You can't reach out to them. You've now been given no victim contact orders. I'm just going to warn you that a violation of a no victim contact order could constitute aggravated harassment. That is a Class 6 felony.
Okay.
If they choose to bond you out, that's their choice, but you are the one that has a no victim contact order.
So I can't contact them at all?
You can't reach out to them. That would be in violation of this court order.
Okay. What would I do? Because my motorcycle and some of my stuff are still at that house, and I need to get that out, so I can't go.
I have language in your release order, which indicates you are permitted to do a civil standby, okay? That's done by contacting local law enforcement and scheduling it through them. Now, if you believe that you are going to need to do a civil standby, then you, make sure you retain that paperwork because that has the language in it. They sometimes require a court order, including the language allowing for it, okay? Any other questions?
How would I bond out? Because my parents' numbers are the only numbers I know by heart, and I have training I need to do today. And, me and my friend do motocross academy, and I have training.
I'm not able to give you any other phone numbers. I'm not able to assist you with that other than what you have here. They are considered to be victims in this case. You do have a no victim contact order, and that's the only thing I can tell you at this point.
Okay.
All right. If you want to go and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork. All right, so we do have Edwin Olivas, and then Nicholas Martinez up next.
Hello, good morning, America.
Sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Edwin Olivas, 2/13/2003.
All right, you are here for 2 separate matters. They are both your probation cases here in Superior Court, and each one of those, a Term 1 violation has been issued. So in both matters, the public defender has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing June 12th at 8:30. In each of those matters, there is now a $50 secured appearance bond. If you postpone and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation, so you do still need to abide by the terms of probation, which includes contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding these matters?
Can I post the bond right now? How do I do that?
Ask the officers in the back. They'll be able to let you know what to do. Yeah,
So
you're
right
not
now-
posting it in the courtroom.
Wait, so honestly, I don't understand, so can you say that again, please? Wait,
All
so
of this
right now I'm good?
information will be provided in
Am I
your
going home?
paperwork.
That's all I want
So
to
you
know.
can review your paperwork
going
and
home?
get everything I just went
No.
over. All right, go ahead and step over. All right, we have Nicholas Martinez, and then after that, Roxana. They go back.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Nicholas Martinez, 12/14/2000.
All right, you are here for a new case out of the El Mirage Municipal Court. This is for one count of disobeying a court order, a Class 1 misdemeanor. That's the only charge I was able to find probable cause on. There was a count for custody interference. I didn't find probable cause on that charge, which does not mean it's going away.
Yes, ma'am.
But I was not provided with enough information, at least here today. So in this matter, an attorney will be appointed to represent you, but that's handled by the El Mirage Municipal Court. They
Yes,
would
ma'am.
address that at your arraignment hearing. It's currently set on June 24 at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be at the El Mirage Municipal Court. Now, in this matter, you are being released at this time on your own recognizance, but you have orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to have any contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. That is even if she reaches out to you.
Yes, ma'am. I was gonna
Any
ask that.
contact that you have is going to be a violation against you alone.
Okay. Understood.
Just want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah, that's what they brought up as well. And I went to the Superior Court last time, and they told me that it was going to be expunged. They weren't able to get to it, so that's why I was here today.
Unless you know that it has been expunged,
Yes, ma'am.
you are always going to be brought in for any violation.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So we have Roxana, we go back, and then Savannah Johnson up after that. Hi, ma'am. Your full name and date of birth?
Roxana Legobeck, May 1st, 2003.
All right. Thank you. You are here for a new case out of the Peoria Municipal Court. That is for one count of disorderly conduct. That is a Class 1 misdemeanor. In that matter, an arraignment hearing has been set on June 26th at 9 a.m. That would be at the Peoria Municipal Court. It is considered to be a domestic violence offense, so you are entitled to court-appointed counsel, but that'll be addressed at your arraignment hearing by that court. In your matter, you are being released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear, but given the nature of the offense, you have orders here that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. And I don't know if you were previously residing there. It looked like the Form 4 indicated you were. If that is the case, you would need to find an alternate residence. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork that's over there. All right, we do have Savannah Johnson. After that, it's going to be Orion Reed. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Savannah Johnson, 9/26/03.
All right, you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. In your matter, the Legal Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on June 20, preliminary hearing June 24, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court. Those are located in downtown Phoenix. So that's, in this matter, you are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to step over, you can go ahead and have a seat. All right, so we've got Mr. Reese. I show he is the last one, at least in the courtroom, to be seen. All right, sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Orion Reed, date of birth 04/15/2006.
All right, sir, you were here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 2 counts of domestic animal cruelty or mistreatment. That is a Class 5 felony. And 1 count of animal cruelty, neglect, or abandonment, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on June 12th with a preliminary hearing June 16, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, based on the nature of the charges you're here for, I am going to be setting a bond in the matter. You have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. You are not to have contact with any complainant or witness in this matter. You are also being ordered that you are not to possess, reside with, or have any contact with any animals, whether they are your animals or not. Do you have any questions regarding any of that information? All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, go ahead and pick up that paperwork that's there. All right, I show the rest of our matters are going to be house calls, so I'll go ahead and put those on record. I'm going to start with Marcos Sanchez, date of birth 6/17/98. Do you know why he was a house call?
Give me 1 second. It was, which one, I'm sorry?
This is number 6, Marcos Sanchez.
Oh, he was unable to function in general population. He was being disruptive, so they placed him in isolation.
All right, thank you. So he's here for a warrant that was issued out of the White Tank Justice Court in that matter. An arraignment hearing's been set on June 11 at 8:30. The bond in here is going to be a $50 secured appearance bond with the same orders not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Our next matter is for Savannah Gonzalez, date of birth 7/17/2001. Do you know why Ms. Gonzalez was a house call?
She's in close custody.
All right, so she's here for two separate matters. They're both out-of-county warrants that were issued for probation violation warrants out of the Pinal County Superior Court. In both matters, the arraignment hearing is set June 11 at 8:30, and in each matter, she is non-bailable pursuant to Rule 7.2 and 27.7. The Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure. We've got Joel Eli Rodriguez, date of birth 7/27/94. Looks like he is in a holding cell ISO for not following orders. Is that right?
Same thing, not following my charm.
All right, so he's here for a new case, actually two matters. I'll start with the new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of false reporting to law enforcement, a Class 1 misdemeanor, one count of criminal trespass in the third degree, a Class 3 misdemeanor. Those are the counts I was able to find probable cause on. There are two additional counts submitted, one count for possession of narcotic drugs, one count of possession of drug paraphernalia that I was not able to find probable cause on. In this matter, the legal advocate has been appointed. Status conference set June 12th, preliminary hearing June 16th, and in this matter, there is a $50 secured appearance bond. He does have a second matter here. This is for a bench warrant that was issued in his other Superior Court matter. So in that case, he now has a status conference set June 12th at 8:30 and a $1,000 cash-only appearance bond. Final matter is going to be for Richard Llewellyn Hicks, date of birth 4/23/69. Looks like he is in for bizarre behavior.
Bizarre behavior, yes.
He's here for a new case out of Superior Court that's alleging one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and one count of possession or use of a weapon during a drug offense, a Class 4 felony. Public defender has been appointed. Status conference set on June 12th, preliminary hearing June 16th, both at 8:30. And I believe he was already on the calendar yesterday with a $50,000 bond set. So in this matter, he now has a $5,000 secured appearance bond. All right, I show that is everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recorder. We'll be at recess.
All right, thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning. It's going to be a second while this boots. What's the situation with the interpreter? Okay, great. The interpreter?
Yeah, they hold on.
All right. All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for June 6, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first of the month will also apply to these hearings. All right. Let me see if I can see everyone who's in here. All right, and counsel, I see you there in the meeting. I do my hearings in a specific order. Yours is probably going to go in about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? So sit tight. All right.
No problem.
Is going to be, okay, thanks. Mr. Campos, Christopher Campos, will you come to the podium? After that, Theodore Barriente, will you please go to the chair? I need Christopher Campos. Right here to the podium, please, sir. And then Mr. Barriente, you can sit there in the chair just on your side of the door. All right, thank you. Mr. Campos, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Christopher David Campos, 5985.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested on allegations of possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs. Those are both Class 4 felonies. Also obstructing a public roadway, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. Your next court date is going to be a status conference June 12th at 8:30 in the morning, which is this Thursday, with a preliminary hearing on June 16th at 8:30 in the morning. Because there is probable cause for new felonies, while you have an open and pending felony case, which is CR 2025-121364, you're not eligible for bail today. You must be held for a bail hearing. That bail hearing is going to happen 1 week from today, which is Friday, June 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You may or may not be found eligible for bail in this case next week, but you are not eligible today because you have a pending felony and you've come in on a new pending felony. So she's going to give your paperwork there. You will end up with the same lawyer for both cases. If you step to your left, she'll hand you that paperwork as you exit. Thank you. Mr. Barriente? And then Aisha Macbeth, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please? What's your name, sir?
Theodore James Barriente,
What's your date of birth?
7/29/1990.
All right, thank you. You're here on two cases. One is a new case. One is a probation warrant. In the new case, you were arrested on allegations of shoplifting as a Class 4 felony, possession of both narcotic and dangerous drugs as Class 4 felonies, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date in this new case will be Thursday, June 12th at 8:30 in the morning, followed by preliminary hearing on Monday, June 16th at 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. All right, then you're also here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 3 felony. There was a petition to revoke your probation filed back on November 7th of last year. That petition alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case also. Your court date in the downtown probation court is also June 12th, 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. Based on what's been alleged against you and your performance on probation, the court finds that you will, in all reasonable probability, be revoked to prison in your probation case. So it is ordered holding you without bail in your probation case. You still have a bond in the other pending case, but you shouldn't try to post that if you are still being held in your probation case. Everything's on your paperwork. If you please step to your left, the officer will give you your copy. Thank you. Ms. Macbeth? Where is Aisha Macbeth? I don't see her. Okay, thanks.
When you guys are done, I need you to sit over there.
Okay, and after Ms. Macbeth will be Anthony Meredith. If you please go wait in the chair there. All right. And if you just, there you go. If you just come closer to the microphone, it's okay if she's not direct. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, as long as the microphone can pick her up, we can see each other. Okay, that's good. That's good, officer. Thank you. All right. Ma'am, oh, sorry, I'll let her get you closer to the microphone. All right, could I please have your full name and date of birth?
Aisha Macbeth, February 25th, 1981.
Okay, thank you. You're here on two probation warrants. One is from Pinal County Superior Court, one is from Maricopa. I'm going to start with your Maricopa one. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony, and the petition to revoke in that case was filed April 1st of this year. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer here in Maricopa County for you in this case. Your court date here in Maricopa County for this case only will be 1 week from today, which is June 13th at 8:30 in the morning. It's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. Now, Pinal County also issued their own warrant for your arrest. Looks like you're on probation there for a Class 4 felony. Their warrant issued May 30th of this year. And you'll get a copy of the petition to revoke through your lawyer. I'm going to let them know they should appoint a lawyer for you when you get there. I just can't do that in another county.
Okay.
So your next court date in Pinal County is scheduled for the 11th of June at 8:30 in the morning. That's 5 days from now in the Pinal County Superior Court. Now, the Pinal County Superior Court made a finding, and this court is affirming it, that you are likely to be revoked to prison in that case, and they ordered that you are to be held without bond. So I'm ordering that you are held without bond in the Pinal County case. In the Maricopa case, I'm just going to affirm the bond that our judge issued, which was $250 secured with condition. But you are still held in the Pinal case.
Why
So
are they doing that?
that's up to them, ma'am. That's their indication that they believe you may be revoked to prison or that you're likely to be. So talk to your lawyer in Pinal. I did give you a lawyer when you get to Pinal County.
I'm being transferred there?
Yes, once you're done with your Maricopa case. But everything's going to be on your paperwork. If you'll head to your left, she's going to get it to you. She'll help you out. All right, good luck, ma'am. All right, Mr. Meredith, you can take your paperwork. You can go ahead and head in, sir, and then they can head out past you. Try that multitask. After Mr. Meredith will be Seferino Medina, please. Seferino Medina, will you please go sit in the chair? Mr. Meredith, may I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Pardon?
What's your name, sir?
Anthony Quinn Meredith, 61066.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, possession of narcotic drugs, possession or use of a weapon during the commission of a drug offense, and using an electronic communications device to facilitate a drug transaction. All of those are Class 4 felonies, and there is probable cause for all of them. The alleged offense date is June 4th of this year. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. It should be the same person who was assigned to you in your other open case from 2 days ago. All right, your next court date in this case is going to be a status conference June 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That's this Thursday. Then a preliminary hearing will be Monday, June 16th at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. Bond is set in your case at $25,000. It is secured with written conditions. If you post it, that is on top of the bond that you have in your other open case. Everything's going to be on your paperwork, including your complete order. So if you'll step to your left, the officer is going to give you a copy of that. Thank you. All right, Mr. Medina? And then Henry Hayes, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Reno Medina, 7184.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for criminal damage and criminal trespassing, each a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. Your next court date is a status conference, June 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing June 16th at 8:30 in the same court. Based on what has been alleged against you and your prior felony convictions, which include a stalking conviction, this court finds that you pose a large potential risk to the alleged victim in this case, and a significant risk of victim or witness intimidation or retaliation. So bond is set in your case at $25,000. If you post it, you will be on an electronic ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services. Whether you are in or out of custody, you may have no contact with the alleged victim, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. You are to obey any and every order of protection that is served on you. If you step to your left, the officer has a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Hayes? After that, John Murphy, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name? Yes. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
10/13/1965.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hayes. You're here because you've been indicted by a grand jury in a case that dates back about a year and a half. The charge is sale or transportation of narcotic drugs for sale. That is a Class 2 felony. The alleged offense date is December 6th of 2023. This comes out of the Phoenix Police Department, and it appears this indictment was handed down on May 22nd of this year, so about 3 weeks ago. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You need to go be arraigned on this indictment. That will be 1 week from today, which is June 13th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set for you by the grand jury judge, which was $10,000 secured with written conditions that include no contact with any co-defendants, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she's going to give you a copy of that. Thank you. Mr. Murphy, after that, Ali Tahir, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
John Murphy, October the 25th, 1968.
All right, thank you. Mr. Murphy, you're here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It's a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, June 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing June 16th at 8:30 in the same court. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $10,000. It is secured. If you post it, you'll be on an electronic ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services. The purpose of that ankle monitor is to ensure that you comply with your release conditions, which include finding a different place to stay while the case is pending. You may not live in that apartment complex while the case is pending. You may not go there except one time on a civil standby with law enforcement to collect belongings. Absolutely no contact with the alleged victims. Absolutely no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything else is on your paperwork. If you please step
Okay, can I get one question? They moved to another apartment building. Okay, they moved to another apartment building. I stay in Summer Point. They moved to another apartment.
The police allege that they still live in close proximity to you. So please speak to your lawyer about getting a different order from the trial court. All right, Mr. Tahir, Ali Tahir, and then John Tay Mays, will you go to the chair, excuse me. Hello, sir, may I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Ali Jassim Tahir, February 23rd, 99.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for allegations of theft of a means of transportation, which is a Class 3 felony, possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, and dangerous drug possession. Those are Class 4 felonies. Possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Theft as a Class 1 misdemeanor. And knowingly displaying a fictitious license plate, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next two court dates will be a status conference, Thursday, June 12th at 8:30 in the morning, and a preliminary hearing Monday, June 16th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your bond is $10,000. It is secured. If you post it, comply with all of your written conditions. Those include no going to the scene of any alleged crimes, no contact with any alleged victims, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she has your copy. Thank you. All right, Mr. Mays, and then Joseph Dillon, will you please go to the chair? You'll be next. Mr. Mays. Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
John Tay Jamar Mays, 10/5/88.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested on many allegations, but the police only made probable cause for purposes of this hearing only on 2 of them, and that is possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor. And that is because, despite some minimal effort on their part, the police did not make probable cause on the drug allegations. I don't personally doubt what that likely would test as, but they did not provide sufficient information. Wait for it. They must meet the legal standard. They did not meet it. Therefore, I only find probable cause for the weapon allegation and the resisting arrest, each of which this court believes is a serious allegation. So, I'm not setting bail in the amount requested by the county attorney, but I am setting bail. I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your status conference will be June 12th at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing June 16th at 8:30. On the gun charge alone, this court finds that the appropriate bail is $10,000 and that is secured with written conditions if you post it. Absolutely no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. And sir, the bond would have been significantly higher based on your criminal history had the court found probable cause on those drugs. So you can still say something, but I do remind you that you have the right to remain silent about what you've been accused of. Do you remember that you have that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what did you want to say?
How was you able to find probable cause on one but not the other?
Because it has to do with identifying what it was. That they didn't do a good enough job establishing that that was likely fentanyl powder, methamphetamine powder, cocaine, and another instance of fentanyl powder. So, but they definitely provided probable cause to believe that that gun was a gun, and you, sir, have many prior felonies. So possession of a weapon by a prohibited person is definitely established to a level of probable cause. As to what you had, what those items were they alleged that you had, that's what they didn't make probable cause for. Not that they were in your possession, but that they were actually illegal drugs. So talk to your lawyer about that, because those charges are not dismissed. I'm just not setting release conditions based on them. So you are still facing charges of possession of narcotics for sale, multiple counts of drug charges. I just didn't set bail on those. As I said, the amount the state requested, which was $50,000 cash, would have been more in line with if there was probable cause for the drug sale. So talk to your lawyer about all of this. The $10,000 secured is strictly because this court finds you pose a real risk of danger to the community when you are in possession of a gun, and that you very much lack the legal right to be in possession of a gun. So talk to your lawyer about this. We've got it on your paperwork. If you step to your left, the officer's going to give you your copy. Thank you. All right, Mr. Dillon, if you come forward, and then Levi Nelson, you can go to the chair. Get my camera on. Oops, did that work? There we go. All right. So I need your full name and your date of birth, please.
My name is Joseph Matthew Dillon, date of birth 07/13/2002.
Thank you, and then let me get the appearance of the state, please.
John Sauer on behalf of the state.
Thank you, and defense.
Attorney Dwayne Cates for Mr. Dillon, President.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Dillon, you've been arrested on the following allegations. Kidnapping. The police booked you on that as a Class 4 felony, and I'm going to go to Mr. Cates in a moment. This court is inclined to find probable cause on that as a Class 2 felony for release after completion of a criminal objective, which in this case the court would find would be placing a person in reasonable apprehension of imminent physical injury. So this court believes that those elements are the Class 2 felony. Also, disorderly conduct with a weapon, Mr. Dillon, that's a Class 6 felony. Assault as a Class 1 misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct as a Class 1 misdemeanor. Before I turn to any issue of release conditions, did the defense want to be heard on the question of probable cause?
Judge, I didn't realize that that was going to be an issue, but from what you stated, it does sound like it was.
Okay, sorry, you're just cutting out a tiny bit. Okay.
Okay, I have no objection to it being probable cause on a Class 2.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Dillon, the court does find probable cause as stated for what the police alleged against you when they arrested you. As your lawyer will tell you, a probable cause finding is not the same thing as a formal charge. The county attorney will now have to make decisions between now and your next court date about what they may formally charge. That is up to them, and you can go over those charges with your lawyer. But as to what they have provided for purposes of today's hearing, the court does find probable cause as stated. And again, that is kidnapping as a Class 2 felony, which is based on release after completion of a criminal objective. That's a common error by the police. The police frequently book on a Class 4 if the alleged victim was alleged to have been released at all, but the law states it's a Class 2 It's a Class 2 if they weren't released prior to the accomplishment of any stated criminal objective. So I find that the stated criminal objective, which they've accused you of, which is placing that person in apprehension of imminent physical injury, was completed before she is alleged to have been released, which makes it a Class 2 felony, not a Class 4. Again, talk to your lawyer. What will matter is what is ultimately formally charged against you. All right, on the question of bail or release conditions, I'm just going to hear from the county attorney first. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's requesting a minimum of $25,000 secured appearance bond. That was based on it being a Class 4. However, given that looks like there's probable cause for a Class 2, the state obviously would have no objection to that being set higher. If posted, the state is requesting no possessing of a firearm, given that a firearm was involved in this offense, no returning to the scene, no contact with the victim, obviously, electronic monitoring, no alcohol. The state is also further concerned that it seems the defendant may have access to guns at his parents' house where he may reside, and just wanted to put that on the record.
All right, thank you. Mr. K. Hey, Mr. Case, you might be able to do that'll help. Lean forward and maintain volume a bit, because that helps them. The microphones are unidirectional, so you have to stay at a volume that'll keep picking you up. Okay, go ahead.
So my client's only 23 years old, Judge. He's got no prior felony convictions of any kind, no convictions of anything of any kind. There was an issue to an order of protection after this incident. My client never violated the order of protection, despite the fact that the victim kept trying to make contact with him, but he refused to have contact with her, Judge. And also, there's a mistake in the Form 4. The Form 4 says he had a firearm on him when he was arrested. He did not have a firearm on him when he was arrested. The firearm was home in a gun safe.
Yeah, I was pretty clear on that. I don't know, they allege they recovered firearms from the resident. Right, but in the Form 4 it says he had firearms on him when he was arrested. But anyway, so Judge, just previously there was a $10,000 bond put on somebody with an ag assault dangerous that had prior felony convictions. My client's 23 years old with no prior convictions. I believe that electronic monitoring can ensure the safety of the victim. And again, she's not been of any threat in the last 2 weeks, when basically he had only an order of protection, that he was absolutely complying with. So I believe that OR release with ankle monitoring would be the appropriate bond in this case. All right, and counsel, were you under the impression that the gentleman earlier who got a $10,000 bail that he had prior criminal convictions on this calendar? Because he did not. Okay. No. Okay, I'm sorry, Judge. I've watched so many this morning that I got that confused. So, but again, he actually pointed a gun at somebody. In this case, it was just disorderly conduct with a weapon, which is a way different charge than ag assault dangerous. So okay, Judge, I believe proportionality. Also, he's born and raised in Arizona. He's lived in Arizona his whole life. His entire family lives in Arizona. I mean, he is not going anywhere. And I think the only concern for the court should be whether is the safety of the victim. And I believe electronic monitoring can remedy that. All right, thank you. Ms. Phelan, I've considered what's been alleged against you, your lack of criminal history, the victim impact statement, and the statements of counsel here in court today. This court finds that the appropriate bail in your case is $10,000 secured with ankle monitoring. And the court bases that on several factors, which do include that what is alleged against you is a course of conduct that gives the court extreme concern about the ongoing safety of the alleged victim. What is alleged contains many red flags for domestic violence and violation of release orders, So you will have to post bail to be released. You will have to wear an ankle monitor in order to help ensure that you stay away from the alleged victim. The alleged victim stated that she's willing to have written contact with you having to do with the house that you co-own. So I am proposing this language. The county attorney hasn't seen this, so I'm going to read it, and it will say as follows, and then I'll give counsel a chance to comment on it. That Mr. Dillon, you may not initiate any in-person contact with the alleged victim, nor respond to any attempts at in-person contact from the alleged victim. Mr. Dillon, you may contact the alleged victim only by email or text messaging and only regarding issues directly involving the parties' jointly owned property, with no harassment to occur even if the messages are related to property issues. And you may not respond to any communication from her that is outside the permitted topic, meaning if she appears to initiate conversation regarding anything other than property issues, that is not permission for you to violate this court's order. And if that you shall cease all communication with her immediately upon receipt of any email or text message from her directing you to cease contact, so that she can text you and say, I do not want to talk to you anymore. After that point, you will be violating release conditions if you do it. And as noted in my order, I've cited the statute. I certainly recommend you look it up and you go over it with your counsel. The violation of a no victim contact order in a criminal case by one act, if probable cause is found that act was harassment. A single act could result in a new felony charge of aggravated harassment. You would not be given bail at this hearing if you were booked in on a new felony while the case is pending. So I remind everyone of that, particularly domestic violence cases, because there is such a high rate of violation of release conditions, that even a simple text that says, I love you, or I'm sorry, or I miss you, or anything, if probable cause were found by a judge that was harassment, you would not get bond at this hearing. There's a lot riding on compliance, and I stress that because the most important thing is that you comply with these release conditions. And then I have added, and I do this frequently, and I also had concerns about the allegation of many weapons at your parents' house. And so I have ordered that you may not reside at any location where firearms are located, whether they are locked away from your immediate access or not. So that means if you're staying with your parents, their guns go somewhere else. Do you understand, Mr. Dillon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So first, counsel for the state, did you want to make any comment or suggestion with regard to that language?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cates?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. So if you could serve, I think you have been served in order of protection, Mr. Dillon. I've also included order against harassment because there's another alleged victim in this case. That is the other employee at the location. I think we all know who we're talking about. I just don't know the gentleman's name. The alleged third party in your situation. Absolutely no contact with that person. This court finds that person is the victim of assault and disorderly conduct. So absolutely no contact with him. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, Mr. Dillon. All right. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Cates?
No, Judge.
Okay. Everything's going to be on your paperwork, sir. We're going to give you a copy of that. We do need to reprint it for the firearms order, and we're going to send out your copy. Thank you. All right. You're welcome to be excused. Yes, oh, I apologize. June 12th at 8:30, that's the status conference. June 16th at 8:30, that's the preliminary hearing. And we will email it to you as well. We'll email you the order.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. All right, this will be Mr. Nelson. Are you Mr. Nelson? After that, Paul Tyler, will you go to the chair? Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Levi Nelson, 41182.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a warrant from Pinal County Superior Court, where you have been charged with possessing dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, possession of narcotic drugs for sale, also a Class 2 felony, simple possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date for all of these is April 15th of 2025. All right. I am appointing a lawyer for you, or I'm telling Pinal County they should give you one when you get there. Your court date there is currently scheduled for June 11th at 8:30 in the morning. That is 5 days from now. I am affirming their bond. It is $5,000 secured with written conditions. I don't know what you're being held for in Maricopa County, but if you're here on any kind of bond, they're going to make Pinal wait for you. You won't go in time for the 11th. But if you're not, Pinal will get noticed, and that sheriff will have to come and get you from Maricopa. Okay. All right, she's going to have your paperwork for you, so step to your left. Thank you. Mr. Tyler, did you want to be excused? Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
Then stay right there for a second, Mr. Tyler. I'm going to let her get out the door. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Tyler, when you're ready. Thank you. And then Sarah Macklin, if you please go to the chair. Right here at the podium, please. Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Good morning, Your Honor. Paul Lawrence Tyler, Sr., October 25th, 1982.
Okay, thanks. You're on two warrants. One's from Pima County Superior Court, and one is a grand jury warrant from Maricopa County Superior Court. I'm going to start with your Maricopa case. You were charged by a grand jury with theft, a Class 3 felony, criminal damage, a Class 5 felony, and possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. The alleged offense date for all of these is February 18th of 2023. This appears to involve an incident with a steamroller and comes out of the Tempe Police Department. That's all I know about it because the grand jury is the one that charged you. So I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your arraignment hearing will be June 13th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. And then you're also here on a new charge from Pima County. I'm presuming it's new only because we couldn't find it in the Pima system. We only have limited access, which often indicates it's a grand jury warrant. If you can't find any record of the case, it's because the case is still sealed after the grand jury. That's what I think. Also, there could be a typo somewhere preventing us from finding it. But in this case, you've been charged with aggravated assault as a felony. The information I have right now does not indicate what level of felony that is, just that it is aggravated assault and it is a felony. And it looks like they also are alleging a failure to appear in a felony case, which is itself a felony. So this warrant issued May 22nd of 2024. I'm going to let them know they should give you a lawyer when you get there, and your court date there will be June 11th at 8:30 in the morning. That's down in Tucson. And your bond in each of the two cases is $2,500 secured for $5,000 total. If you do bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, don't miss your court dates, don't go to the scenes of the crimes or have any contact with any alleged victims, no weapons. If you step to your left, she's going to give you a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Macklin? And then Alex Turner, will you go to the chair, please? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Sarah Miles Macklin, April 20th, 1989.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for unlawful use of a means of transportation, which is a Class 5 felony, and unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, which is a Class 5 felony. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference, June 12th, which is this Thursday at 8:30 in the morning, followed by preliminary hearing on Monday, June 16th at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court, and the address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $2,500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions. Don't go to the scene of the alleged crimes. No contact with the alleged victim. That's whoever owns the car. If you step to your left, she's going to give you a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Turner? And then Harley Buckaloo, will you please go to the chair?
Turner, let's go. Mr. Turner.
All right. Turner can have a seat. Mr. Buckaloo, go ahead. No, it's fine. What's your full name and date of birth, please?
Howard Dave Buckley, July 17, 1993.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a warrant for failing to appear at your sentencing in a drug paraphernalia case. It's a Class 6 felony. This issued April 8th of this year. You're going to have a status conference in front of your sentencing judge this Thursday, June 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond ordered by that judge, which is $1,500 cash only. That is dollar for dollar. If you post it, comply with all of your conditions. Do not miss your court dates. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork.
So I gotta post a bond?
Correct.
So I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna stay here.
Then you stay in at least until your next hearing.
And when is that?
Next Thursday, this coming Thursday.
So that'd be like 5 days?
6.
6?
All right, thank you. Mr. Turner? And then Lindsay Gordon, will you go to the chair? Yeah, Mr. Turner, please, and then Lindsay Gordon, if you'll go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Alex Turner, 5388.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony, and there was a petition to revoke your probation filed on January 15th of this year. It alleges that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15 of your intensive probation. I am appointing a lawyer for you, and you'll get a copy of the petition from your lawyer. Your next court date will be a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing this Thursday, June 12th, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. And I'm affirming the bond set for you by the probation judge, which is $2,500 secured with written conditions. If you bond out, comply with all of those, and be sure to call your PO right away. You're on IPS. You only have 24 hours to call if you do bond out. You step to your left, she's going to give you that paper. Ms. Gordon, and then Jonathan Robertson, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Lindsay Gordon, September 21st, 1987.
Thank you. You're here on a warrant that issued in a felony case for failing to appear at a status conference on February 12th of 2024. You've been charged in this case with possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies. Also drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You have already had a lawyer appointed. Your next court date will be a status conference June 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court with the preliminary hearing June 16th at 8:30. Your bond is $500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, don't miss your court date. She's got your paperwork for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria.
And then Mr. Robertson. And after that, Juan Hernandez. Will you please go to the chair? Jonathan Robertson. Wake up, everybody.
Come on, wake up.
The entire room is asleep. I'm sorry if that startled me.
Come on, everybody wake up.
I need Jonathan Robertson. He's wearing a red shirt. He's got a beard. I've been calling your name for about 30 seconds, Mr. Robertson. Come on in. And Juan Hernandez, will you go to the chair right here at the podium, please? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Jonathan Robertson,
What's your date of birth?
10/22/1985.
Thank you. You're here on a probation warrant. You are on probation for a Class 6 felony. There was a petition to revoke your probation filed on June 2nd. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing in the downtown Superior Court on June 12th at 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions. She'll have a copy of those for you. Thank you. Mr. Hernandez? And Jared Schultz, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Juan Carlos Hernandez, July 1st, 1990.
Thanks. You're here on a probation warrant in your Class 4 felony probation case. You're on, let's see, this issued May 27th of 2025. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony. The petition to revoke your probation that's been filed alleges that you violated terms 3, 5, and 7. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing this Thursday, June 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you post it, comply with all of your written conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. She has your paperwork.
Hey, my PO, I was going to tell you guys, that my PO knew I was in a rehab facility for 90 days. That's why I don't get why I violated my probation. He knows about it.
I believe they would not agree. I'm looking at the probation notes, so you can talk to your lawyer about proving that they knew that and everything was fine. I'm looking right at your probation notes. There's no indication that they thought you were in a rehab facility and all was well. They allege that you were very much in the wind. So talk to your lawyer. They have to prove it to the probation judge, but right now the court's not going to take your word for it. You step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Schultz?
When was my court date?
It's this Thursday, 6 days. Mr. Schultz? After that, Chad Collier, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Jared Warren Schultz, April 7, 2003.
Thank you. You're here on a warrant from the East Mesa Justice Court for, again, failing to appear in a DUI case. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor. I believe you've already been convicted in this case. Your next hearing is an arraignment hearing June 11th, 5 days from now at 8:30 in the morning in the East Mesa Justice Court. you have a $100 secured appearance bond and written conditions. If you don't post it, there will be a public defender there to help you with the bond issue only. If you do post it, do not miss your court date. We can tell when you do. You got OR'd out of this court in April, and you straight up failed to appear. That's why you're getting a bond today. It's not a high bond because this is a post-conviction case, but if you prove this is not enough to get you to come to court, you get a bond. So if you can't post it, I hope you learn something from that about what we mean when we order you to go to court. You step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Collier? And then Janisha Gibson, we go to the chair, please. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Chad Jean Collier, 51184.
Thank you. You're here on two things. One's a grand jury warrant. One is a direct complaint warrant. It just means procedurally you've been accused in two different ways. You're going to end up with the same lawyer. Your lawyer can help you understand how that's slightly different. All right. In the grand jury case, you've been charged by a grand jury, which means they heard evidence, and they found probable cause to formally charge you with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, 3 counts of it, all Class 3 dangerous offenses. And what that means is with a deadly weapon. And one is a disorderly conduct alleged as a Class 6 felony. All of those are alleged to have occurred May 29th of 2022. This comes from the Peoria Police Department, and it appears this indictment was handed down in October of 2023, and the warrant has just been waiting to find you. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You will get a copy of the charges and police reports from your lawyer. Your next court date in this case is an arraignment hearing 1 week from today, which is Friday, June 13th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. You have to go be arraigned on the indictment. Now, in the other case, you've been charged in a criminal complaint, which means the county attorney has charged you with possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is September 23rd of 2023. This one comes out of the Glendale Police Department, and it looks like they charged this case around November of 2023. So you'll get that from your lawyer as well. I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm giving you 2 court dates in this drug case because there has not been a formal probable cause finding yet. So you'll have a status conference June 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Then you're also entitled to a preliminary hearing, which I'm scheduling for June 24th at 8:30 in the morning. Now, your situation is odd, at least to this court, because you are charged with gun offenses. When they indicted you in 2023, I don't know if this is a typo, but they wrote a $100 cash bond. I don't know if that is a mistake or not. That would be among the stranger bonds I've ever seen on this type of charge. But I am considering that they allege the offenses were 3 full years ago in that aggravated assault case. Now, in the drug possession case, that offense was not much younger than that, almost 3 full years ago in the drug possession. So my main concern is that it does appear you are likely living with the alleged victim in the felony case, or you're having contact with that person. So unequivocally, and this is not a negotiation, that stops today. You can talk to your lawyer, but this is the kind of case, a dangerous offense which charged is a capital D. It's a legal definition. That means prison mandatory if you lose that trial. I hope you take that seriously, because it doesn't matter if... So going in and doing things this court is concerned about, like victim or witness intimidation or retaliation, just begging them to drop the charges or not participate. We like to call that felony witness tampering. If you get brought in on that while the case is pending, we will hold you without bail at this hearing because you come in on a new felony. So doing something like that to try to make this other case go away is bad math. And I am concerned about it. That being said, right now, I don't have any reason to think, other than the extreme strangeness of a $100 bond, that you're any more dangerous today than you were yesterday. So I'm going to put you on an ankle monitor. I'm not going to make you post a bond. The purpose of the ankle monitor is to ensure that you are not playing games with the no contact order. I don't care if you literally were... on fantastic terms with that person yesterday, living in the same house, completely in love. I don't care. There is a victim safety issue. There is a witness intimidation or retaliation issue. Talk to your lawyer about trying to persuade a trial court otherwise. If you get a different order, you get to comply with that order. My order, I understand, is based on not many facts, but these are non-trivial charges. These are very serious charges. And you right now face a potential mandatory prison case. And I will not take any chance on that with the victim safety. So, absolutely no contact with these alleged victims. It may be the same person, but they allege it as 3 people. I don't know who they are. You likely do. And you should not play games with, I don't know, I didn't know who it was, so I just kept having contact with them. That is likely to end very badly for you. So if you think somebody might be an alleged victim, don't have contact with them. Talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer's going to get the indictment. It's going to come unsealed between now and your next court date. You'll get a copy at your next court date. You're entitled to police reports through your lawyer. You guys will then know who the alleged victims are. I don't, because the case is sealed. I cannot see it in the system, but it will be unsealed between now and next Friday. So you wear the ankle monitor. You go stay somewhere else while the case is pending. You have, based on your other drug charge, a potential drug problem. And this court routinely orders no alcohol in domestic violence cases because alcohol and DV go together like oil and fire.
Correct.
And so no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription, and you will test for us to prove you're not doing that. You got to be hooked up to the ankle monitor. You got to stay somewhere else. You may have to, crash on a couch the first night. You just stay in touch with pretrial till you figure out where you're going to stay. And even if you have to move while the case is pending, you're going to be under surveillance. So you just call them and say, okay, I'm going to go stay here, whatever it is that you have to do. You just can't stay where the alleged victims live.
Okay.
Don't respond to contact from them. That does not give you permission to violate court orders. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Obey any order of protection that may be served on you. That's true for both cases. I just married up the testing and the alternative residence provisions between the 2 cases. Obviously, I'm not primarily concerned about the drug case. I'm concerned about the aggravated assault.
Right, I agree.
So everything is on your paperwork. You have to wait to be hooked up to the ankle monitor. That should happen by the end of the day. You can do did I say a civil standby? Yes, I did. So, assuming you have belongings where this person lives, what you have to do is a civil standby with law enforcement, whoever has jurisdiction over the residence. I don't know what city that's in. Call that local police. Okay, you say, I need a civil standby. They're gonna want to see your paperwork to see that you do have permission, and you're gonna need to alert your ankle monitoring team, the electronic monitoring team, and you're going to say, okay, my civil standby is at 7 o'clock, and because otherwise there's going to be an alarm when you go there. So that way they'll know you're doing the civil standby and it's kosher. Everything else is on your paperwork. Do you understand what I've told you to do, and will you comply with it?
Yes.
All right, then everything is on your paperwork, and just keep in mind, any whiff victim safety issues,
I'm taking it serious.
I had to wonder, I was very busy, I didn't think of it until right now. I could have called over to grand jury and said, can you check that, I don't know if they have, there's a part of me that's wondering if what was ordered was a $100,000 bond. I don't know, Mr. Collier, and so I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. If you do well, while all this is happening, even if somebody later goes, oh my God, that was a typo, it was supposed to be 100,000. Your lawyer has a great argument to say, well, this man has been proving that that's not necessary. So I'm trying to encourage you to comply with my orders. There's only downside for not complying or playing games.
Definitely.
There's no upside.
Definitely.
All right. If you step to your left, you can take your paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Gibson? Oh, Johnson is here? Okay. Okay, and so after Ms. Gibson will be Ms. Price, Tenor Price. Hi, Ms. Gibson, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Janisha Gibson, 32980.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for aggravated identity theft, a Class 3 felony, and 2 allegations of burglary as Class 4 felonies. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference June 20th at 8:30 in the morning. That's 2 weeks from now, in the Downtown Superior Court. Preliminary hearing June 24th at 8:30. And based on your history of this type of offense, I'm going to put you on an ankle monitor because I want to keep track of you, but I'm not going to make you post a bond. The state did recommend a bond for you, but I'm willing to give you a try on an ankle monitor. Do not go to the scene of the alleged crimes. That's wherever these mailboxes are. No contact with any alleged victims. No weapons. You're a prohibited possessor. You're going to have to stay in the jail till they get the ankle monitor on you. Hopefully that'll happen later this afternoon, and you're out by dinner time. Try to be patient. It can definitely delay your release. Just comply with your conditions. Do not miss court, okay? All right, everything's going to be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy of that. All right, Ms. Price? And then Mr. Johnson, you can go to the chair, Contorian Johnson. Right here, Ms. Price? Hello, ma'am. Can I? What's that? I was told Johnson's here in court.
No, number 32 is here in court, Robocato.
31? No, 30. Well, 32 is Johnson. Are you talking about 31, Robocato Silvera?
Yeah.
Okay, so Johnson still has call. All righty, Ms. Price, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Tanoa Price, August 29, 1995.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were arrested on one allegation of fraudulent